Hey guys. Man, I love that intro. Yeah, it's a pretty good day today, so today's stream is going to be a little more relaxed. I guess we could probably do some laps later. But the main purpose of this stream is to kind of just talk about, first time tracking and how you could prepare for your first day, your first track event. And maybe I've done not a lot, but enough to know, the basics. So, um, it's not like I prepared a PowerPoint presentation or anything like that. So let's see. All right. So how I survived my first track day is today's stream. If you guys have any advice for anybody who's new who wants to join in, I guess just say it in the chat, and then I'll look in the chat, and then we could discuss it. So I actually remember my first track day. It was at the firm in Florida, and man, I feel like I was prepared, but there were some things that I kind of wish I knew ahead of time, and hopefully this could help you guys on your first track day. The only thing I will say is the community is everybody supportive. So I needed a like for example, I just changed the wheels and tires the day before, and by the time I got to the track, everything seemed okay. But my first couple laps, I was rubbing really bad in the back, and I remember like suddenly out of nowhere, this guy came over with uh, I guess someone brought a fender roller, and we started rolling the fenders like right then and there, and everyone was helping me. They're kind of showing me how to do it, and I didn't have a heat gun or anything to make sure the paint wouldn't crack or anything, but they got it done pretty well. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, it's like everybody comes together and help you out, right? Right? So all you have to do is just walk the paddock, and then people can help you. So so we'll go over like 3 points, I guess, like what to bring, how to prepare your car, and of course how to prepare yourself. It might seem obvious, some of these things that we talk about, but I don't know, maybe something's new to you, or maybe you could bring like, yeah, pretty much like it could help you make sure you're prepared. And like there's a lot of things to worry about, and maybe one of my like tips or advice can help you out. So first of all, we'll go over what to bring. Obviously, you want to bring a helmet. The thing about the helmet is, so here's a story. One of my friends wanted to go tracking and go to the track for the first time, and he kind of wasn't sure if it was something that he wanted to do. So he was looking at his options for what to bring, and he wanted to bring a helmet, but instead of buying a helmet and keeping it and maybe not using it ever again, he actually I suggested he rent a helmet, but I don't know if I would, be kind of like promoting this, but he bought his helmet on Amazon, tried out the track, didn't really like it, wasn't into it, and then returned the helmet. So I'm not saying that you should do that, but that's one option, right? It's a $200 investment to buy a helmet, and to get started with track, you don't want to invest too much, especially if you don't know if it's something that you're really into. So the other option is rentals, right? So you could rent a helmet for like 25 bucks, usually at the track. I would check ahead of time. They usually announce it in their packet that they offer different size helmets, and they might have a limited size number of like mediums or larges or whatever, but they usually do have rental helmets at tracks. Just make sure you bring your own like head sock, so that way you're not putting your head in a dirty helmet. They sanitize them in between uses, but yeah, that's a good idea to bring a head sock. Now about the helmet, you have to make sure it's Snell, so SA, and then the year has to be maybe 10 or newer. So you don't want to you don't want to bring a motorcycle helmet. They won't allow that. So it has to be Snell. So another thing that you want to bring maybe with your helmet is gloves. but they're not really required. And a Hans device, also not required for if you're, your first track day is a DE event. And for the most part, it's going to be most likely a DE event, right? So after gloves and Hans device and helmet, you also want to be dressed pretty well. So I know this first part is just about the helmet, but you got to make sure that your dress code. You have shorts if they allow it, and it's going to be hot. But for the most part, some tracks require you to have long pants or like long sleeve shirts. And then you'll also want to bring tools. So I have a long list of tools that I usually bring, but this is also one of the things like the helmet. It's optional, right? Let me pull that list up. Hey, what's up, Adam? So the thing about the tools is, like your first track day, you're probably going to go with other people. I wouldn't say rely on them completely, but they're probably going to bring some tools. You're going to bring tools. Do your share, share the space, make sure that like everyone is covered. But you don't want repeats and everyone bringing the same tool, right? So just kind of like communicate with each other. So here's my list. I have my notes here, but it's kind of it's a long list. But like I said, share with other people. Maybe you don't have to bring all of it, but you want to at least be able to get out of like a rut or something like that, right? You don't want to get stuck. So I usually bring a tool bag, not a tool box. The bags are usually lighter. I used to bring a tool box, but it wouldn't fit in my car, so I changed to a tool bag. You definitely want a tire pressure gauge, and we'll talk about why that's important. I choose mechanical, and the reason why I like mechanical is because sometimes the digital batteries die, or they take a while to show the tire pressure. You also want to bring a torque wrench to make sure your lug nuts are secured between each run. A wrench set. I like combination wrenches, and I bring stubbies because I just use a ratchet for the rest of the time. Socket set and ratchet, and this is kind of important. If you have a Japanese car, don't bring standard size sockets, right? You're just wasting space. Only bring the sockets that you know you're going to use, so metric. Make sure you have accessories, extensions, and all that. And make sure if you have locking lug nuts, bring the key. You can't tighten your lug nuts if you forget your key. Another thing to bring is an air compressor. Let me see if I have a picture of mine. So my air compressor has a quick release on it. And I think the quick release makes a big difference. Let's see here. Oh, where is it? Let me find it. So it's in this video. I don't know if you could see it here. This DeWalt on the right side. Tire pressure, like air compressor, and then I have a quick release here on the end. It saves you because like otherwise you'd have to screw it in every time, like with your fingers, and the tire valve is gonna get hot after each session. So that's kind of a hack, like a cheat code. So that's there you go, some advice for you. And obviously you have hand tools, screwdrivers, drivers, dikes, Allen wrenches, and then of course you want tape and zip ties. The tape's kind of important because some places require you to have a number, and if you don't have like a decal number or magnetic number, then you could use the tape to put your numbers on your car. I would use painter's tape. Zip ties, stuff could fall off your car. Adjustable wrench, vice grips, writing utensils to fill out your forms, and then here's a jack stands and with a handle. Or your jack with the handle. I like the handle because you could use it as a cheater bar. Wheel chocks, and then working gloves. It doesn't have to be like you don't want to use your racing gloves or your driving gloves to work on your car. Other things to bring: rags, towels, wipes, extra oil or brake fluid. I stopped bringing coolant because honestly, you could use water as like a uh, quick thing if you need to at the track, and then you know, fill it up with coolant when you get home. Folding chair, tent, and then obviously extra gas. Now, like I said, for your first track day, this is all kind of optional. I would just share the space with your friends. Like, hey, I'll bring this if you bring that, just in case, right? If you're going alone by yourself, maybe you know, you skip some of the things that won't fit in your car, especially if you're bringing like a two-seater sports car, right? But you definitely can't skip things like tire pressure gauge and torque wrench, right? Those are pretty important. All right, so the other things to bring for number 3, snacks and water. You definitely don't want to pass out at the track. It's probably like you're so excited, you just came off the track, and you're ready to check your car and do all your other things, right? Uh, and then you forget to drink water, and by the time you realize it, it's the next session, and then you pass out, and then you're kind of screwed. And no, don't bring steaks because you have to find somebody to cook them. And don't drink soda instead of water. Please drink water. Ian, I'm looking at you. So that's that. Check your dress code, your tools, and hydrate. So those are probably the big ones for me that I would say bring. Okay, car prep. So the day before, not the day before, maybe the week prior, I like to do some maintenance on the car, basic maintenance. Oil change, bleed your brakes, check for leaks, maybe check for bushings or anything that might be getting loose. Another thing is their battery tie down. But your track day, they will give you like a tech sheet. So let's look at that. So I go to NASA a lot, so let's look at their tech sheet. NASA events, I mean. So here you go. Check your tires, right? Make sure nothing is like your lug nuts are all there and your studs aren't coming off. And you're not running hubcaps. Check your wheel bearings, make sure that they're okay. And you can always get a local shop to do all this for you. You want to do this obviously before your track day. Check your steering play. Like I said, fluids, radiator overflow, make sure everything's topped off. Just typical car maintenance. If you don't love your car, why are you gonna try to take it to track? Like if you don't want to. I know we always promote track the daily, bring the car out, but also bring a car that's not gonna put anyone else in danger, right? You don't want to like leak all over the track and then make somebody spin out, or your car just breaks and then you have to be towed out, right? That's not fun. One of the main goals for a track day is for you to go home, like hopefully drive the same car that you got there with, right? Check your safety equipment. Another thing they'd like to check is your brake lights. That's the only way that you can communicate to the car behind you, other than sticking your hand out the window. So make sure your brake lights work, right? The thing about the fluid is make sure that it's a .4 fluid. I like to use like Motul 600. I used to use 660, but it's kind of overkill, in my opinion, for the way I drive. But that's up to you, right? And here we go, the Snell helmet again. Make sure it's a certain year and up, right? Check your gas caps and your wires and all that good stuff. So that's your car prep. I have other tech sheets here from like for the firm and other like SCCA, but they're all pretty much the same. All right, so interior. One big thing about the interior is they don't want your floor mats in because they could get stuck on the pedal, right? So make sure you check your interior, you clean everything out. Don't have a tote full of stuff in your trunk. And yeah, there was a story. There's a story about a guy who did a couple laps with stuff in his trunk. He's like, "What's that sound in the trunk?" And I think something's clunking in there, and it was his whole toolbox. So uh, you definitely want to clean out your interior. Wayne, come on, man. Oh yeah, so I will join the Discord after this sweet PowerPoint presentation so that you guys can chime in and give me some feedback, or give, I guess, everyone else some tips too, because I know there's a lot of experienced guys in the Discord. So if you haven't already joined the Discord, it's filled with guys who track all the time, and yeah, so you could just chat in there. All right, so now the exterior of the car. We already talked about the floor mats. Let's talk about the exterior now. Oh, where'd it go? So for the exterior, I already talked about like the numbers. You see my numbers here on the side. You could either have a decal or you could use tape. Other people use the magnetic numbers. The only thing I don't like about the magnetic numbers is every time I see it, at least one or two come off on track. It happened last time at Roebling, and I think another time also at Roebling during a straight. You just see a card in the air, and it's usually somebody's numbers. Then you have to put tape on it anyway. So, I mean, there are really good ones, but the ones I've seen so far, there's have failed. So maybe use a decal or use some tape. And you notice that this list here, car prep, it doesn't have like a lot of mods. I don't mention mods at all, pretty much. Uh, you don't like need a supercharger or need a turbo to go out there, right? At a minimum, maybe pads and fluid, right? Like I said, the brake fluid. You might not even need pads if you're driving a car that's made like a sports car. Maybe tires too, right? But for the most part, you don't really need mods other than making sure that your car is like sound. Um, so here's another story. This guy we know, he came out with a stock like 8th gen Civic, like completely stock, maybe tires and the brake fluid, and he went out there to shake the car down, and he just blew everyone out of the water. Like he was like, I mean, obviously he had driver mod, right? So that just shows you don't need a super fast car. You could go out there in a family sedan. And I know Blind Apex, during their podcast, they were talking about how they detune their cars to make sure that they're in Honda Challenge H2. And detuning your car, everyone's like, oh, why do you keep adding fuel to your tune? It's like, well, we gotta lower the horsepower so that we're competitive for H2. And that just proves that you don't really need crazy horsepower, right? Like there are people who like racing these lower horsepower cars. So yeah, there's no mods here. Car prep. You could just take your daily out, and people do that. Also, yeah, magnetic numbers don't work on cars that have fiberglass parts, right? So, all right, driver prep. So your car is ready. You kind of you brought everything you need. So how do you prepare yourself? Um, I would say one of the first things you need to know is the flags. Let me pull out my cheat sheet here. Every track is different, but most of them use the same flags to, like, there might be some small differences. For example, some places for a red flag, they want you to stop uh, on the track, and other places say, greatly reduce speed but return to pit. So it really depends. I think NASA is strictly stop. So make sure you learn your flags ahead of time for your organization, right? Um, yellow means there's danger, right? Um, blue flag means someone's faster behind you. Red flag could vary, right? Like the example I just told you. it can either mean stop right away, make sure that you could stop safely, and then come in during the black flag, or reduce speeds and then return to the pits. But for the most part, it is stop. I would just check with the org that you run with. And a black flag, there's a problem with your car if it's pointed at you, or it could be the end of the session because there's a problem with something else. The session is being ended. So during the driver's meeting, make sure you pay attention to that kind of stuff. There's no like checkered flag for winning the race. That usually just means end of session. Yeah, make sure you know the flags. And so another thing is the flags and the flag stands. Make sure you know where the flag stands are. You could look out for those. So that comes to the next point, track layout. Let me see if I can pull up a map. Well, I mean, so every track is different, but you want to review the track layout before you go there, right? Know where the flag stations are, know how to pit in, pit out. Usually NASA sends out like a write-up. It kind of tells you how to do whatever they want you to do at the track, like where the paddock is, how to line up for the paddock, how to pit in, pit out, like I said. They also point out where the flag stands are, and the turn numbers, because you're going to need to know the turn numbers. So Wayne asked, do passenger helmets need to be snow? And I think like that's actually a good question, because I don't know if in NASA they allow passengers that aren't drivers, like instructors or DE1s being passengers in an instructor's car. But other tracks like the firm, I believe they kind of want the passengers to have a SA helmet, and they have to get a rider's wristband, so they have to get their helmet checked. I think if someone can correct me. And then this last point, mental and physical preparedness. So this is kind of a weird, I guess, slide or point. You kind of have to know the risk and what your mental and physical limits are. I can tell you a story about one time I had an exam until midnight, but then I needed to be at Roebling the next day, which was 4 hours away from where I live. And you want to be there before so you could get teched, and so you could make the driver's meeting. So I tried to be there by like 7, so I had to leave 4 hours earlier, like 3 in the morning, and that's after taking an exam and trying to finish by midnight. I probably finished the exam like 11:30, and man, I got to the track. I was tired. I didn't have like everything I wanted to. I prepped the day before, but I forgot some things. I didn't bring as much water as I wanted to. I had to live off of coffee the whole day. It was overall a bad a bad experience, and I kind of wish that I had more sleep. So you kind of want to be prepared for the track. So get some sleep the night before. You're gonna be outside in the heat. There's gonna be a lot of noise. You're not, maybe if it's your first like track day, you don't want to be stressed out. So maybe try to, take care of yourself. So another story about Roebling, also Roebling. Remember that the second day, if you're doing a 2-day event, the second day you're gonna wake up with a cold track and a cold mind and cold tires and everything. You don't go 100%. So my mistake was the next day I went super hard, first session, first couple laps, and then I ended up crashing my car into the wall. And that was January of this year, and man, I think about that all the time. Like, man, why did I even try to push myself? And I don't know. It's not like you're you're racing. It's just seat time. So I don't. That's one of the mistakes that I made, and maybe you should just take this point a little bit more more seriously than I did. Mental and physical preparedness. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it was all around bad. I mean, at the time, I was kind of like, man, I'm kind of proud of myself. I made it back here, and I was feeling good about my lap times, and then the wall humbled me. So it's all good. So the last slide, other things that you want to think about maybe is like track insurance. Talk about hitting the wall, and maybe think about like, okay, who of my friends or that I know might be able to help me out with the trailer, or can I help someone out with the trailer, just in case something goes wrong, or think about a backup plan, like how much would it cost if I left my car here overnight, right? Or do I know somebody who could, help me get a trailer from U-Haul um, if something does happen? I know it's kind of like you don't want anything bad to happen, but you always just want to think about those kind of things, right? Now, for your first track day, take it easy. Like the goal is to go home in the same car that you pulled up in. So if you don't have those kind of backup plans, just drive a little more carefully and slower, and then watch YouTube videos. Like see how other people do the track. Um, Talking about the track layout, you can definitely learn a lot on YouTube. And like what I do is I like to drive on the sim, right? So yeah. In the next video, I'll probably talk about like what to do at your first track day, not just how to prepare for it. So we have like, you have to make sure that you're there for a tech, make sure that you are there for your driver's meeting, make sure that you're there for every single classroom event, right? So, yeah, Ian and his Coke. All right, so that's that. Let's check out who's in the Discord. So I think Ray mentioned something. You gave me some good advice earlier. Like, where is it on here? Not on here. It was on Instagram. Let me check Instagram. Oh, I guess it wasn't on Instagram. It was Fire Up Aceto. So it's pretty quick and painless, right? Like, I think I would say the important thing about your first track day is, you know, make sure that you're physically ready, your body, the car is ready, uh, and that you're kind of there's gonna be a lot of things going on, and you don't want something small to kind of like throw you off, right? Maybe like, oh man, you know, I forgot my helmet in this other person's car, but they're on track. Or I don't know. Like, you want to make sure that you're organized so that something like that doesn't happen. So you're ready for your session and you're not actually like, sitting around while your session's on track. Then you're kind of losing money. All right, so yeah, like even though we promote and we say that track days are like cheaper than mods. Like seat time is kind of important. It's actually not super cheap, right? So you have the entry fee. That's usually like maybe $300. Maybe you could get a good deal, a BOGO deal, or a smaller local track. A tank of gas nowadays is like $50 plus, and you probably go through that through the whole session, if not more. So I'd say one and a half to two full tanks, not including what it takes to get there. Tire and brake wear. uh, I guess it depends on how many like different tracks you go to, or if you keep going to the same track and don't rotate your tires, you could wear down one tire really bad, if you're not rotating your tires. Or I would say that maybe you would go through one set of four tires every season, depending on how many times you go. Brake wear is maybe not so much if you're using like your rotors are probably okay for maybe two seasons. But we're talking about DE, right? So this is not really like, you can't really say seasons. It's more like track days a year. Don't I guess really think about it. If you're not competing and you're not really wearing everything down like so fast, then it should be a little bit cheaper, right? So yeah, I could actually, that would make a good video if I break down all this cost per year and break it down into the cost at the end of one track day. Yeah, it ends up being a lot, but maybe not as much as some people think. Like instead of buying a really expensive, I don't know, exhaust or something, maybe you could do a track day or two, and just start off with driver mod first. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I'll do a breakdown. I just noticed that's all deliver tofu. All right, so that's how you pretty much do your first track day. Let me check the Discord. There's people piling in. Nobody on voice chat though. All right, let's start this session. So we have Honda Civic. Let's Sebring. Let's see if I learned anything. I'm gonna pull up the Sebring map. Just so I could call out the turn numbers. Man, I'm kind of excited for this weekend, but yeah, I guess we'll see. The car's ready. I changed the oil like over the weekend, bled the brakes, checked the pads, made sure that everything that I changed with the suspension on the weekend before, or a couple weekends before, was tightened. So we should be good. Should be a fun time. I definitely can't wait. I wonder who my instructor is going to be. All right. Yeah. How much would you say, Adam, would be like a average track day? I know I called you out, but let's change some settings here before we go. I'm not on semi-slicks, I'm on street tires. And then my alignment, I wish I could change the camber, but whatever. Someone mod the Civic so I could change the camera, please. All right. Might be a little rusty because like I actually haven't played since the last stream. Wait, can you guys hear the car? I don't think you can. Hold on. There you go. Broke a little hard there, but whatever. Keep it mid. Late apex. Yeah, I didn't learn my lesson last time. Moving the chat somewhere I could see it. So if I crash reading the chat, then I blame you guys. Oh man, I forgot my helmet. Dang it. I'll see like that. I was looking at the chat. You know, I haven't done one of those helmet reels in a while. Those ones always get new followers, but like, I don't know. They were fun, but... Alright, turn 10. Kind of catches you off guard, just like sub 7 caught me off guard last time. Straight 312. And brake straight 13. Oh, understeer. Yeah, so this Sebring's a custom map, I guess, on Assetto Corsa. And yeah, the sky graphics aren't that great, and the road's kind of just okay, but it's pretty accurate, apparently. I'm using a G29 Logitech steering wheel and pedal. I don't have my shifter set up, but whatever. And I think it's a pretty good like starter steering wheel and pedal setup for anybody who wants to get into like sim racing or any kind of online or like racing games. Turn in, apex, under the bridge, and track out. Don't hit the tires. Alright, let's see. Okay, brake at the bridge. Hopefully don't get distracted by chat. And turn 7. And turn in at the end of the wall. And this little 0. Slide. Okay, so I scrubbed too much speed there, but it's all good. Brake hard. Turn at 50. Late apex. Hug to right. Stay in the middle. Oh god. Hug the right. And then get ready for the hairpin. I haven't found like visual markers yet, but from what I hear, this track is, I mean, there's some things to look out for in real life that probably aren't here in the game, but I kind of have a feeling, an overall feel for it. So turn 10, kind of catch you off guard. Slowing there. 12, straight through 12, and straight line brake into 13. Probably go faster there. Another thing that Adam's bringing up is food. Some tracks have food you could buy there, but a lot of times it's inflated, so maybe grill with your buddies. Oh, they threw it that lap away. Hot dogs are always cheap, right? Uncrustables are cheap. Just get a bunch of Uncrustables from Walmart. What else do we bring? Like chips? Maybe I'll make sure everyone brings water. I think I mentioned that like 10 times already. Gas a little too early there. I think I was off. Yeah, 249. I was off for a little bit. It doesn't really count. Okay, on the gas a little too early there. I remember last time I scrubbed off too much speed. That time I had too much. Last time I had too little speed. This time I had too much speed. Oh man, not paying attention. So in the Civic, for this weekend, I don't think I have. I didn't put. I know like on my stories I had the RBC and all that stuff like ready to go. I didn't install it. So right now I'm running stock power. I haven't even like really tuned it. I put the cap back in because you know, I want the Civic to be a enthusiast class car. So I put the cat back in and haven't tuned it yet. So it's almost running stock power. I would say it's a bolt-on-ish car where, you know, I have bolt-on suspension, nothing crazy, like just one-way adjustable, like just teens, right? But yeah. Should be ready for this weekend. I mean, like, you don't need those crazy mods. I mean, it's cool, but you don't need them. I was gonna look at the roster, see what kind of crazy cars they're bringing out. They actually have me listed in my Lotus, but I'll be taking the Civic. All right, this next lap I don't want to mess up. So okay, there my tires hit the grass. No, let's take a break there. So yeah, like talking about the Civic. There you go. Let's see here. Yeah, that's true, Adam. You kind of like register early, so maybe the registration fee is in the month before, and then that's, you know, the month of the track day is when you spend on the gas and all that stuff. So kind of like maybe you could like be smart and spread out the cost that way. I know for sure that's what we kind of do, like, you know, put the money into buying the track day early, and then on the day of the track day you just kind of like, that's when you pay for gas and everything else. And then afterwards, that's when you spend on the maintenance, right? Like the brake pads and all that stuff. Yeah, Ian over here, he friggin' went ham on the mods, but you know, he himself just always encourages other people to go without mods. Like he always brings all his other Type R buddies with stock cars, and you know, like maybe suggest tires. But yeah, I know Ian's car may look like, man, this guy, he's like really serious about track, but he also promotes just go out there with whatever you got, right? So there were actually like a couple people who subscribed, and I had the notifications turned off because I was like doing my little spiel about the intro. So thanks guys for subscribing. Garage grade race car. Oh, that's pretty. I like that name. Marshawn Young, thanks for joining. Ian, thanks for joining. I think yesterday there were a couple: Andrew Berg, Edsel, Chris Lindley, and NSL 4494. Yeah, thanks for joining and participating in the chat. And Dakota Eagle, thanks for joining. So let me think about. Let's see, where's my slowest turn? Okay, let me go through. Or we'll pull it up on the screen. Turn one's okay. Like, I mean, I'm not always hitting the apex, and I'm not always tracking out, but that will come with more confidence and speed on Saturday. Turn 2 doesn't really matter. 3, that's okay. 4, last time on the last lap on 5, I kind of understeered out. And I think, I don't know, I still got to pick either stay in the middle and then track out, and then hug the inside of 6. And then turn 7, that's okay if I'm paying attention. Turn 8's okay, turn 9's okay, 10, that's okay. 11 and 12, I could probably make a smoother transition from 11 to 12, like through the apex of 12, make that as straight as possible, and then brake until I'm on the outside of 13 and not over brake. So 13 is kind of important because you have this long kind of straight where you're just flat out. So you're gonna lose a lot of time if you come out of 13 slow. And then 15 and 16, we were kind of struggling last time. And I think Adam, just going outside of 16, like you said, outside the white line to make sure your exit speed into the straight should be good. I like that. And then 17, that's just a weird one I'm still trying to figure out. It's kind of like, do I come here, tap the brakes, turn in, and then brake a little harder, and start doing this single turn in until I hit the bridge. So on the bridge, there's like letters on the bridge. I'm looking for, I forget what letter. Maybe we'll see here. All right, let's check. This is 17. Apex, okay, so it's on the, I think the D, easy mods, but in real life, it's gonna be obviously say something else. So maybe I'm aiming for the second to last letter under the bridge into the straight for the finish line. Alright, so let's try that. Straight tires. Let's go. I also kind of want to play like F1 2023. What other games on Steam? Other than, you know, just sim games. I kind of want to play something fun. Maybe Need for Speed, the new one. And that curve is really abusing. Alright, inside. Not too inside like that. Yeah, 7. I'll do a couple more laps and then check out some other, I guess, games, or we'll see. Alright, turn 10. Brake out of 400. Brake hard. Turn in. Okay, so you a little too hard. 12 straight, like we were talking about, right? Just straight through 12, and then brake, turn in. Oh, thanks, Adam. Yeah, that 7 takes a little bit of practice, but I see what you're talking about now with the dirt. And here, this is where I like maybe every time I spin out there is because my tires hit the dirt, and I just need to be a bit more careful there. Alright, so wide outside the white line. Oh, I missed the apex. So it's really important that you hit the apex there so you get the straight really good. Man, Adam, you jinxed me. You said nice 7 and 12, and then now I screw up 6 and. I'm kind of excited to play multiplayer, and especially with the guys. Like, Adam, when you get your setup, we're gonna for sure stream. I messed up there because I was braking while turning in a little, so got a little swirly, especially with the street tires. I like the street tires in this game because, like, I think I mentioned it last time, you can actually hear it squealing, so you know when you're about to spin out. Alright, gas early there on accident, but just apex, but it was okay exit speed. Oh, that's horrible. I wonder if I could not brake there, yeah. And just like off the throttle. Oh, nice, yeah. I mean, like, I could also just, like, tell you what mods I've tried, but yeah, Modi definitely knows which ones are good. Oh, man, Dad. So you're at work right now? You and Kaylee are both at work right now? Oh man, I messed up 12 and then 13. Well, I appreciate you guys joining in while at work or during your break. You guys could be eating lunch right now. I guess dinner. Yeah, wait there for the car to settle before you try to turn or brake. And that's what I keep messing up on. Outside the line, brake. Hit the apex. Okay, a little abuse the curve too much there. I think I might have told people too late about Sebring this weekend, and it sold out. Or not sold out, they closed registration. But yeah, it would have been a fun time to see everybody out there, but I mean, I'm going with some of the guys from Top End and S-Tech, so it's always kind of a great time. Speaking of Top End, I kind of need to put my Top End like logo somewhere, like maybe like right here above my or below my face. It'd be nice, like Top End right here. Top End red of course, right? The whole stream is red. I just realized I did a 2:45 last lap, and I was like all over the place on 13. Oh man. I kind of had a feeling that was gonna happen. I was like, not paying attention. So okay, the mistake there was I was still on throttle after 4, and I should be off throttle so I could get the turn in for 5, right? But just got too excited about top end. Oh really? You can't? I thought for some reason I thought you were gonna go at least a watch. But I mean, it's a far travel and everybody's like working, right? So it's all good. Next time. All right, 13. Concentrate. I don't know, like I think I put on the calendar the next Sebring event, but is there at least one more Sebring this year? I forget. It should be on the calendar. Maybe with there's like other organizations like Chin Green. We can check that later. Next replay. Oh, 250. Oh wait, that was also where I was going off of 5, right? So yeah, that's fine. All right, let's try to do one clean lap. Missed the apex. Hey, maybe I should stream the weekend so you can still watch. That'd be crazy if I brought like a streaming setup at the track. That'd be a little insane. I'll probably get kicked out. This weekend I'll be running a lap timer for the first time instead of like just a phone app. So hopefully it'll help me like kind of keep track of like fast laps coming, or like if I threw away a lap or not, or if I'm making improvements in the turns. Lap timer is a pretty good tool to bring, but definitely not necessary, right? I'm not saying get one before your first track day. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so you're closing on your house. That's a pretty big deal. We don't want to miss that. Oh man, just YOLO. Just show up. Like with all your stuff, because the wife will kick you out of the house, I feel like this lap's gonna be decent. Obviously, I need more seat time on this track, but this is pretty good, especially if you're just for a DE event. DE is just like a driver's education. You know, I wish the 9th gen had, you know, a little bit more RPMs. The torque is nice, but man, sometimes it sounds like I need to downshift, but if I downshift, then, you know, like, over rev. Alright, so 246, okay. Let's see if I can do another 245, 6. Alright, don't zone out on turn 5, you know, like, let me catch it, or catch me off guard. 6. And hopefully I can do 7 like Adam likes it when I do that. See, I still don't know like 3rd, 2nd there. It's kind of like, I guess if I don't overslow, then I can do 3rd. Man, I wonder how different this track will be in the Lotus. I'm kind of scared to switch cars. I'm just gonna like oversteer everywhere. But like I said in the presentation, you know, like focus on one car. Oh man, why did I think that was 13? Oh well. Well, there is that lap. Yeah, congrats on the new house. How badly can I abuse these curbs again tomorrow or this weekend? Probably not that much. I know all the YouTube videos say like, you know, like some of them are so bad that they'll kind of mess up your car. So I guess when I walk the track, we'll figure out. And you know, like the YouTube videos that you guys sent me. All right, let's figure out 17. I'll see, like, started turning in while braking still, and then almost lost it. That's a no-no. Okay, 246. I'm happy with that. So let's go to replay, and then let's. How do I fast forward this? Okay, there you go. All right, let's look at it. What was I gonna look up? I forgot already. Oh yeah, the calendar. Let's see. We got Sebring this weekend, and we were looking for another Sebring day. So Chin Track Days is doing another one at Sebring on the 8th of July. So maybe we could try that one. I don't know. It's also the same weekend that Chin's doing Barber, so that's kind of interesting. 2 Chin events on the same weekend. NASA going to Barber on the weekend of the 15th. We're not gonna do that. So Daytona is probably the next event that I'm gonna make. So after, you know, after this, let's go to the latest session. There you go. Yeah, after this, I'll probably be practicing for Daytona again. So yeah, get ready for some Daytona content. And Sebring, okay, there you go. So the next NASA Sebring event is August 19th through the 20th. So if you missed this weekend, because I sent you the link too late, my bad. Look out for maybe August 19th. And then Roebling, you know, that's the September 1st through 3rd for Roebling and with NASA. That's the, I think that's either the flat on the curve or I've been on the wrong camera the whole time. Yeah, that was a good event to go to. If you want to sign up to see the calendar, I might make it public. I might post it in the Discord. So maybe just join the Discord. Let me resend a link for the Discord real quick. I know sometimes the Discord links expire, but I think this one should work okay. So I'm gonna send it 3 times. Or 2. There you go. Oh yeah, so VIR. That's probably the next new track I want to go to. So we'll try that out. I think it's in October. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. I know Ian, we talked about it a lot too. About how you used to be there, like for other events. But oh, you're in the Discord already? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, maybe I'll post it. Like, there's an event tab. I could probably post it there or something. Yeah, that'll be good. So yeah, I'll probably for sure sign up for that one. VIR October. I don't really see anything for December. I mean, there's Sebring again. Oh, Road Atlanta. Okay, maybe Road Atlanta. And then CMP in November. Yeah, so there's plenty of events. Yeah, I still got to do a video on how to find these, track days. Cause like today I just talked about like how to prepare for your first track day, and I think it was a pretty decent last minute like presentation kind of thing. And the reason why I recorded it on live stream is because I just want to like just talk about what I want to talk about, and then later on add B-roll and make a YouTube video. Because people ask me all the time, like, what do I need for the first track day? Like, so let's pop it open. Here's the video. Like how to prep your car. Obviously, you need like all the maintenance, right? You need the right tools. You need to bring your helmet. Make sure the helmet's the right kind of helmet. That kind of stuff. Like copy paste, pretty much. Like all the time on Instagram when people ask me, which is good. People are, they're interested. So, Adam helped me get my first, like reps in on a track. So, I want to help other people out too. And Kaylee over here, like, your first track day, did you have a blast? Did you like it? Right? Like, what did you learn from your first track day? Like, what other advice did you give other people? I guess, especially us, we're Honda guys, right? Kind of like the underrated cars that are out there, but you're working on your driver mod, you're getting seat time. Yeah. So, okay, let me fix this real quick, and then we can talk about Adam. I don't know why the chat is like cutting off. Let me fix this real quick. There you go. All right. So I fixed the chat. Now we can actually see people. So yeah, like I don't know. I had a Honda CRZ that, like I really liked the way it handled. I liked the way it shifted. I liked everything about it, but I actually never took it to the track. I mean, all I did for the most part was just drive it on the street. And like Adam over here, like maybe I don't know, 10 years ago or something, I went to my first firm event and watched him and some of his buddies just like with their hatches just tear up the track. Ever since then, I was always like, man, I want to do that. I want to do that. But I always made an excuse like, oh, my car's not fast enough, or I don't have. I want to do this first before I go. And like, Adam would typically just like roll his eyes. But yeah, that's one of my biggest regrets. I kind of wish I started sooner so I get more seat time. And like, look at me now. I'm not like an expert, but I thoroughly enjoy it, and I like sharing it with everybody. And it's kind of like, man, I've been missing out. And I always thought it was like something really hard. I mean, sure, it cost a good bit of prep, and like the entry fee is not cheap. We're not gonna fake that and say like, oh, it's cheap, but you can find deals, and you can combine, with the groups and like BOGO deals or go as a group and get a discount, right? So there are ways to save money, but we're not saying it's completely cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, so Kay says, it's surreal for him, right? Like everything that like the advice that we gave him, helped him. So I'm glad that we could help you. And I know the first day that we met, I was kind of like, I didn't know you, but we still hung out. And like we didn't talk too much, the first time we met, but I was kind of like focused on on my stuff too. But yeah, I'm glad that we got to be friends, and now we hang out and go to meets and stuff. And it's kind of like crazy, like how you could just connect to other people through these events. And you have a nice car, man. Like that's awesome. No, no, Adam. Like you're about to buy a sim setup too, and you're gonna be out there for track days, I bet. So you're gonna, yeah, you're definitely gonna. Don't even. Oh yeah, I was also gonna go on Steam and look at other games. Just ideas. I don't think I'm gonna play anything else tonight. So we got a set of Corsa, yeah. Forza. I mean, like that was 2021, I think. Forza 5, Horizon 5. I kind of want to play it still. iRacing for sure, but the subscription thing is kind of like throwing me off. I don't have a lot of time to play these days, and if I'm paying a monthly fee, I kind of want to get like every like the best bang for my buck. You know what I mean? All right, let's see what else. Oh yeah, it's cheap seat time when you're on the sim, but obviously it's not the same, right? When's that coming out? When's the new Forza coming out? Does everyone know? I search for track games and I'm getting like Red Dead Redemption. The heck? Racing games. I remember seeing on maybe Facebook someone posted like an indie track game that is actually pretty good. That I forgot the title of. Maybe I'll play that. And I want F1. I kind of want to try too because I've been getting into. Of course, I got into F1 through Netflix, right? I mean, I've always been kind of like a casual watcher, but now it's kind of like, you know, because of Netflix, I watch it a little bit more. The grip. Yeah, I feel like they just came out with another Forza, like Forza 5, and then now they're coming out with another one next year. So that's pretty cool. My only, I kind of wish that I could play Gran Turismo on here. I guess I could stream it on my PlayStation, but I don't know. I really like to like, like the challenges and all that stuff. So maybe I'll be a Forza guy after, because now I mainly stream on PC or play on PC because of the streaming, right? Well, it was fun. It was a fun stream. I think we got a lot. We were able to talk a lot about how to start your first track day, and like maybe if you guys still leave some comments even after this video on like some tips, I could include it in the final video because I still got to edit it. I want to post it by Friday so that people could see how I actually prepped. I have like B-roll of me like prepping my car. So let me see if I could show some of that. Yeah, so I have all these videos, right? Like, bleeding the brakes, changing the oil, uh, checking the suspension, pulling on the, everything to make sure it's all tight. Check the bearings. Just typical like maintenance stuff. So, hopefully we could finish a video for Friday so that people could watch it before the weekend. And maybe Monday I'll stream again, and we'll talk about like what happened at Sebring, and maybe I could try another couple laps after driving it, like compare how my lap times now versus then after actually driving it. And next Wednesday I'll probably talk about maybe the cost. I think that's a big one. Thanks for the suggestion. The cost of a typical track day. So I'll talk about that next Wednesday. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like I said, the main communication is going to be on Discord now because I feel like when I'm on Instagram posting, I'm spamming people. So I don't want to spam too much. So if you actually do want to keep in touch or join a conversation or make suggestions for the next stream, then join the Discord. Like maybe I'll keep Instagram just car edits or something, and maybe some reels. But yeah. It was fun. I had a great time. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.